Take 2 for all daggum 5 of these. Yes, I'm putting that in the beginning. And this is our bottom 5, numbers 10 through 6 of our top 10 of our games that we've kept around for nostalgic reasons. This is not necessarily a list of games that suck and just we keep them around because we have connections to them. Mm-hmm. Right? Right? Maybe?
Right.
Maybe?
I tried to make that list, but I don't keep those games around, so that's pretty difficult. That's exactly the list I tried to make.
This is one of the reasons why I picked this, is because this subject, because I knew he usually gets rid of something if he stops playing it, so it was going to
melt my brain.
Not really. I didn't think it was going to melt your brain, but I did think it was going to make you kind of push your boundaries a little bit.
But these aren't all cruddy games that I should get rid of. That's the truth.
Same with me. These are games that I still enjoy. Now, we were talking about it while we were recording it the first time. He brought into it this idea of, would I pick up these games again if I saw them on the shelf at a store and I didn't know and I didn't already have the history with? Would I buy them again?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing to think about, and so we'll be chiming in on that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. Our bottom 5, that is to say our numbers 10 through 6 of our top 10 games that we've kept for nostalgic reasons. Let's get to it. All right, my number 10 is a game that I had a connection to it. This is one of the first games that I played with the designer, and before I even knew who the designer was. So this is the first time I met the designer, first time I'm playing his game at a convention. I believe it was Gen Con, and this one's called Heroes of Normandy. Now, Heroes of Normandy is a World War II miniatures game without miniatures. So instead of your miniature squad on the table, you have basically a square tile that has some information, all of that squad's information on it. And so you're moving that tile around instead of the miniatures on the board. So it takes the miniature aspect out of miniature gaming, but it still gives you that same feel. I really still kind of enjoy this game, but it doesn't hit the table very often because I don't play games with people that are miniatures gamers that much anymore. And if I were, we probably wouldn't play this game because we'd be playing miniatures games.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, it does kind of bridge that gap between miniatures games and board games. But Jan and Clem from Devil Pig Games, I played the game with Jan, and I know they have kind of a bad reputation now because they made some poor choices on Kickstarters. But this one was a fun experience, a nostalgic experience. And then when Heroes of Blackreach came out, Yellow, Stefan, they kind of pulled me in and said, hey, look at this. And so I got kind of like a first look at all of the stuff that was coming out for Heroes of Blackreach, the Warhammer 40K version of it.
Yep.
Just a lot of cool memories with this one. So that's why it's my number 10. Heroes of Normandy / Blackreach. My number 10.
Right on. Well, my number 10 cost me way too much money. My number 10 is actually one that we have just for the sheer factor that I had no idea what Kickstarter was. I didn't know what crowdfunding was back in, it says it came out in 2015. I didn't even know what existed at that point in time, and I didn't even back this game. But since this game has come out, I've spent thousands of dollars, unfortunately, on Kickstarter. So
Say what?
It's all based on this Exploding Kittens game.
This is the opening to the rabbit hole.
This is the opening to the rabbit hole, and it started out small and it got really big.
Yep.
But Exploding Kittens, overall, it's a fun little card game to play, and it's still a fun card game to play. We play it every once in a while. But getting that first box from a designer, whatever else, that had my name inside of it as a backer, and I got the NSFW version 2 with it, and it had like a special cover that made noise and whatever else.
What?
It did.
It did?
It did. It had one of those covers that flipped up, like one of those greeting cards, and it had a little, I don't even remember what sound it made anymore, but it's since dead. It hasn't lasted 11 years, but But Exploding Kittens is an interesting enough game. If I was to walk down the shelf and I knew nothing about it, it's not something that I would pick up.
Sure.
Right. But because it was a Kickstarter game and Melissa was excited because she bought it ahead of time during the development type of thing. Yeah. It's going to stick around. So that's my number 10, Exploding Kittens. Very interesting game. Like I said, opened up a rabbit hole for me. It was very nostalgic for that reason.
That's cool. All right, good pick. My number 9 is a game where I actually knew the designer. He was a friend of mine before he actually made the game, and I knew the other designer as well, but we didn't spend as much time together. But me and Pete Shirey were pretty good friends before he created the game Shark Island. Now, Pete is the kind of guy where he has a basement in his house full of Jaws paraphernalia. I mean, I'm talking like video arcade game, pinball machine, floor, wall, whatever, posters, you name it. He has one of those too. He has. It's not a megalodon. It's just it's a shark jaw.
Nice.
He's got one of those in a shadow box. So he's just a really cool dude. At a BGG con where we were doing the battling tops and there's kind of a professional wrestling atmosphere. He dresses up as a shark to do that. Back when they did that, I don't know if they still do it or not. But anyway, it's just one of those things where I want to play this game because a buddy of mine made it. Sure. And so when it came out from Upper Deck, I got it, played it, and right around the same time that it came out, Jaws came out as well. And I was either talking to him or I sent him an email or something and said, Jaws is a better game than your game, dude. Sorry. And he was like, yeah, I know. It's a better game. But I still enjoy it. And it's just one of those things. It's a memory that just won't go away. Will it hit my table again? Probably not. Would I buy it if I saw it on the shelf today? I don't know. Having played Jaws, I might be interested in doing it and getting it because I think it's a cool IP and it's very close to the Jaws movie without having the actual rights to make that Jaws movie. Anyway, I really did enjoy this game. It hasn't hit the table in a very long time, but I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. Shark Island, my number 9.
Nice. My number 9, I think during the early 2000s, really probably up to, well, I'll bet you there's a 10 plus years span for this game where it was our party game of choice. It was my family's party game of choice. Every time we got together, we hooked up, we played this game. This was like the crew for us back then, I think. No, I'm just kidding. It was probably as much as we played it, but this is Bang. Bang the card game. You know, we played it, and then the Silver Bullet came out. And the year the Silver Bullet came out, and funny enough, this is true. The year the Silver Bullet came out, I think 2 or 3 of us gave it to each other for Christmas. And my mom had already bought it. So
that's funny.
We didn't know she'd already bought it, but it was kind of but Bang was our thing. Bang was the party game that our family played for the longest time. I would still play Bang today. It's a fun little game. It might not be the best party game. I got a lot of other party games that I like too.
Yep.
But Bang's a great game and one that I will never ever get rid of.
Yep. I think one of the reasons why I like the dice game so much is because I enjoyed the card game before the dice game came out. So that's a good pick.
I never played the card or the dice game very much, so I don't really have a good comparison between them.
Okay. All right, my number 8 stems from my like of the IP upon which the board game was created. And I loved the series. I loved the movie that came after the series was criminally shut down. This is called Firefly, the game. Part of the reason why this doesn't hit the table very much anymore is because it's actually a long game, and it's longer than it probably should be for what you're doing. It's a very cool pick up and deliver game set within the Firefly universe. But it's probably just too long. And the box said that it was a 2-hour game. That is not true.
I think this is one of those where open world games started coming out, and they're like,
Yep.
yeah, it's an open world game. You
Yep.
can do whatever you want.
Yep.
They just didn't realize you have to put an end to that open world.
Yeah,
in a
at
decent
some
time frame,
point.
so.
At some point.
Yeah.
Additionally, you come into the game and you kind of want to be. You want to fly around in the Serenity. You want to be Mal. You want to be all of the people that you liked watching in the show, and that just doesn't happen. It's possible, but
Sure.
there's just a few characters, and each of the decks are huge. So unless you're actually able to get lucky and pull those people from that crew to be part of your crew, it just doesn't happen. So, but I really enjoyed the IP so much that I miss watching the show. And I know I can go back and watch it anytime I want, but
Sure.
it's a little bit of a consolation
on
to
VHS
see
at
it
this
sitting. VHS. No, it's not. You can stream it anyway. That's my number 8, Firefly the game.
That's a good pick. And as far as whether or not I would buy it, I almost backed the brand new big chunky.
Yeah.
I didn't, but just for the IP,
Yeah.
like some games like that, I have thought about just buying it and put it on the shelf just to have it. So,
Yep, that's it.
It is what it is. My number 8, a lot of my stuff nostalgia-wise is just for the sheer amount of times that I've played it with my family or friends throughout the years. My number 8 is exactly one of those that I will never get rid of. This is a game called Quirkle. Quirkle is like a dominoes game where you're putting together colors or shapes, but those shapes have different colors to them, and you're trying to get all the same color of all different shapes in the same row. That's a Quirkle. You get to call it out when you do it. I think it's worth like 15 points.
Quirkle!
Super excited, and every time you get the 5th one, somebody puts the 5th one there, you get ready to put the 6th one there, my mom goes in and puts something next to it and completely ruins it. So it happens all the time. But we love Quirkle. I love Quirkle to death. I played Quirkle with my kids, my older 2 kids, when they were little. And this is something that I will never get rid of. So it's a great game.
That's
my number 8.
My number 7 is a game that used to be in my top 10 games of all time. It used to actually be my number 1 game of all time until the bottom dropped out of it being able to make it back to my table. And that is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. Now, this is a great game. I have a lot of great memories playing this game. Some of my most memorable experiences.
You should write a solo player variant. And
I don't
you can
think
play
that's-
it by yourself.
I don't think that's possible. And you want to talk about a table hog of a solo mode.
Yep.
That one would do it. Anyway, this is one of those things where I have had so much fun playing the game, and I do really enjoy the game that much. It just does not hit the table. So by all means, it really shouldn't be on my shelf anymore because it really does not hit the table at all. But I keep it around on the chance because I have discussions with people in the area, and they're like, hey, we should get that started up again. I was like, yeah, we should. Then it never happens. And then, 6 months later, hey, we should try doing that. Yeah, we should. Nothing ever happens. So I'm hanging on to it because I've had so much fun with it, and there's the possibility that it might hit the table again.
You'll get it back to the table someday.
Maybe someday. That's my number 7, Twilight Imperium 4th edition.
All right. My number 7 is a very small little card game that my wife and I fell in love with when we got it. I played it with all my family a bunch as well, but it's a little game called Dungeon Raiders. Dungeon Raiders is a really cool little game. I don't even know if it's in print anymore, if it's out of print. It might be. Dungeon Raiders is worth picking up. It's a very light, it's a little game where you're going to line out several rows of cards that are face down, which are dungeon cards. And in each of those rows, you're going to have, I think it's a 1 through 5 that you have in your hand. Plus, you can get torches and things like that will help you. But those cards are going to flip over one at a time. So you don't know what you're going to be bidding on.
Sure.
But once you spend one of your bidding cards, just like everybody else does on a card, it's gone for the round. So you're trying to hedge your bets, get your big one in first so you can get what you need, or try to save it till later. You get to a monster, everybody kind of has to participate in fighting the monster. If you fail, whoever puts the least amount of points into it gets damaged.
Yeah.
It's a fun little card game. It's really cool. Even I set this on the table for my mom one day, and She thought it was a blast, which is not her kind of game specifically. But Dungeon Raiders is a great game. It comes in a little box that big.
Yeah.
It's worth every penny. So I just haven't played it in quite some time now.
Yep.
So
That's cool. That's a good pick. All right, my last pick for this half of our list, my number 6, is a game where I knew the designer. As a matter of fact, I worked for the designer, and I still work for the designer. His name is Tom Vazel, and my number 6 is Nothing Personal.
what do you rate it out of 10?
Out of 10?
Now, objectively. No, I'm just kidding.
Now,
I won't put
objectively,
you on the spot.
I'd have to give more objective thought to that. But it's staying on my shelf because we've had a lot of fun with it over the past. We used to play Kremlin. We played that a couple of times, and it's kind of loosely based on Kremlin and some of the structures and how the game works. But when he took that basic structure and added into it the mobs and the mobsters and the mobster families and all that kind of stuff, it really took a dated game or an outdated game and made it new again, kind of. And I really enjoyed it. And it had the thing where I've been friends since college with the guy that designed it. So it's staying on my shelf. I really do enjoy it. Would I pick it up again if I didn't know anything? If I didn't have that connection? Probably not. But I'm keeping it. That's my number 6. Nothing Personal.
Very nice. All right, my number 6. I love worker placement games, and if I had to weigh this one against all the worker placement games, I probably wouldn't pick it up if I didn't know anything about it. It's not the most fantastic worker placement game, and I mean the game works really well by itself, and it is a fun game, and I do play it more consistently probably than all the rest of these. I play this one more than that, and this is Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep, I can say theme matters will stay in my collection forever, due to the Forgotten Realms IP being in Waterdeep. Representing in all the cool districts, and representing the different clans and stuff like that are in that D&D world. And plus, it is a good worker placement game. When it all boils down, you are really just collecting a bunch of different resources and then fulfilling contracts with them. But those resources thematically are rogues and clerics and all of those kind of things. It has a great theme. The expansions do make it a more puzzly worker placement game overall.
You've also blinged your copy out.
I have blinged my copy out as well.
3D printed stuff.
Yep, I have. I love this game. I really do like this game. It's not something that I play all the time. You'll have all the new fancied worker placement games that are hard to set it right next to.
Yep.
But it's still an awesome game, and I like the artwork, and I like the theme. So it's never going to leave, and that's Lords of Waterdeep. Whether that's the greatest game ever made or not.
Sure.
So.
That's good. That's a good pick. All right. Well, at this point right now, you have heard the bottom half of our top 10 nostalgic, or rather games that we've kept for nostalgic reasons.
Yep.
You can head over to the Flipside right now. There's a link in the description below, and check out our top 5 games that we've kept for nostalgic reasons. And you can do that right now. It is available, ready to go. Give us a like, subscribe here. And if you're not already subscribed to the Dice Tower, get with the program, because you really should be. And go on over there and then subscribe to the Flipside as well, because you really should be. Anyway.
Yep. And then tell us what games that you've kept,
yes,
even though they suck.
That's not what this is. All right. We'll see you on the Flipside, folks. Take care.
See you later.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.